Whew. Moving abroad absolutely changes your life. It's not just an amazing adventure, fun experience, it literally changes your life in ways you can't even imagine before you go. It's so much more than just an adventure, just a travel adventure. It's struggles, it's life lessons, it's learning, it's magical, it's hard, it's lonely, it's emotional, it's challenging, it's overwhelming. I could keep going with this list, but it's one thing. It's one thing that really changes your life. So this video is for someone who has lived abroad, who this relates to, or who is maybe thinking of moving abroad, so you know what might come. So here's how moving abroad, moving to Australia, changed my life. I gained a different kind of confidence. Honestly, I don't even know how to kind of explain it, but moving abroad didn't just make me suddenly confident. No, actually at the beginning it was the opposite. When I first moved abroad, I was scared. I felt so unsure of myself and I was not confident at all. I kind of even lost my confidence at the beginning, and I was so sad the first few months because it was so uncomfortable. Everything was new. I didn't always know what I was doing, what I was supposed to do, and I doubted myself more than I ever expected. And the first months were such a struggle. But over time, after dealing with problems on my own, being alone, far away from home, from family, outside of my comfort zone, it slowly started to change. I started realizing that I can handle things more than I thought, that I was actually stronger than I thought. And every time I had to go through something difficult or emotional, it actually built my confidence. I started seeing myself in a different way because I knew I could get through anything now. I knew I could get the hard situations all on my own. And it just built my confidence in a different way. It was kind of like a liberating feeling, like a feeling of freedom. And I feel like I still have it after I moved home. I hope it will never leave me. I hope the confidence that I gained from there will always stay with me. Spending time alone changed me. Living abroad meant spending a lot of time alone because you move somewhere where you don't know anyone. Well, at least I didn't. At first, it felt really uncomfortable and lonely because, well, it's not your language, it's not your customs. Everything is so different, feels so different. So you're so out of your comfort zone, and the way people speak is different. But slowly, you kind of don't have a choice but to go all in and get out of your comfort zone, connect with people, talk to people. And it was also a chance to get to know myself better because most of the time I really only had myself to count on. And that helped me to focus on myself, understand what matters to me, learn what I love, what I don't love, what I value, and what I want from life. Because before I moved abroad, I actually felt really lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life, and it slowly changed while living abroad. And it also made me appreciate myself more and be more kind to myself. And now I couldn't be more proud of myself that I actually moved abroad. I lived a different life and I did it myself. It changed how I see the world. Living in another country really opens your eyes. You see different lifestyles, different priorities, different ideas of success, and it gives you a different perspective in life. And that changes how you think. It changed how I think. Things I once thought were unrealistic suddenly kind of felt more possible now. Because once it seemed unrealistic to move to Australia, to the other side of the world. But now I was actually there. And it really did make me think differently about what success looks like to me, what my life should look like, despite what anyone else would think. But yeah, it really does opens your mind and your eyes to all these kind of different possibilities that you didn't believe before, I would say. I don't know. It's even hard to explain, I think. Maybe someone can explain it a little bit better because English isn't my first language, so leave me a comment. But I know you know what I mean. It made me believe more in what's possible. Once you move abroad and build a life from scratch, you stop seeing things as impossible. They do feel scary still, but not impossible anymore. I proved to myself that I could take a big step like that and move abroad, pack up all my life and leave everything behind and be so far away from home and survive it. That alone changes your mindset so much. And I stopped holding myself back as much. Instead of thinking that I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I started thinking maybe I could, that at least I should try. And that belief has still stayed with me. I'm not as afraid to try new things anymore. Before moving abroad, I was scared to try new things. I was a little bit shy, I would say. I cared a lot about what other people would think. I was more scared of other people's opinions, but that slowly changed abroad as well. When you've already done something life-changing and uncomfortable, other fears don't feel as strong anymore. I guess it's also because you're kind of moving away from those fears. And I started asking myself different questions. Not what other would think, but what I would think. Would I regret not trying? Would I regret not doing something? Or would I regret doing it? Because that's kind of the only thing that matters. How you feel, how you think, and how you want to live your life. And that shift changed how I made decisions then and how I make decisions now. Now the only thing I'm afraid of is looking back in life one day and thinking, what if? And I don't want that. Because we often regret the things we didn't do or didn't try than the things we actually did. I don't really feel like I fully belong anywhere anymore. I don't really feel at home back home. And I never really fully felt home when I was living abroad. I know that a lot of expats feel the same and struggle with this. I did as well for pretty much most of the time that I was living abroad. So it was 7 years. And at the time, it used to feel like a bad thing. And it also made me sad, like something was missing or that something was wrong with me. And at times, it really was a heavy feeling. But now, I actually kind of see it as a good thing. I've changed. The way I see life has changed. I feel different, and that's okay. I want to experience, I want to explore, I want to travel, I want to feel like life is an adventure. Well, not all the time, but you know what I mean. And wherever I am, I just try to make it feel as much home as possible. But I try to never lose myself. I think that's the most important part. So if you would ask me if moving abroad is worth it, absolutely. 100%. And I know that the people I've talked to, 95% of people, probably that kind of percent, would say the same thing. All the struggles, all the obstacles, all the emotions, all the tears, all the hardships are still worth it, because that's how you grow the most. That's how you become independent. That's how you get the strength. But also, moving abroad isn't a fix. It won't make your life perfect, and some days will be harder than you imagined. But it will show you what you're capable of. It will push you in ways you can't prepare for or you don't even think of. It will change how you see the world and how you see yourself. And in the end, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it scares you, it is worth it. Let me know if you have moved abroad or living abroad, and is it worth it for you, or how it changed you or your life.